experience God's power firsthand and actually meet the people you've ministered to in heaven, Youth Rush is the place for you. If there's any place in the church for youth, it'd be here at Youth Rush. Why not go?
One way that God has worked in my life personally is He's been actually showing me that He's my #1 priority and that I don't have to worry about people or things that will take me away from my relationship with Him, but that I can just confide in Him for all of my plans, and He will take me to the best place that He wants me to be. And it might not be what I want at the moment, but He'll definitely show me later why it is that He took me there in the first place.
So something I've really learned this summer happened at a corner when I was waiting to be picked up by my leader. And I looked down at my phone and I saw a notification that I normally would have been super excited about, but all I could think about was going to my next street and being able to minister to as many people as possible. And it was at that moment when I realized how unimportant the things of this world are compared to the work we are able to do for Jesus Himself and being able to reach out to others.
So something I've not really seen a lot in other places, like in the world or in my own personal life, is actually seeing God's hand working in my life. But this summer I was actually able to see that God was working in my life through this program, because it's such an active work where you're working one-on-one with people, with doing God's work, that you actually get to see a physical form of God's love and His investment in your life. And I know for me that was huge, because preachers are always preaching, oh yes, God is working in our lives, God is invested, He loves you, He's working with you, but you don't really see that as often. But finally this summer I was actually able to have a very awesome connection with God in a more understanding, personal way.
God has impacted my life this summer by showing that I need more faith in Him, because canvassing is all about having faith and trust in God and meeting people who are hungry for His Word.
Whenever people tell me that they're thinking about doing Youth Rush or canvassing, I always tell them that if you're thinking about it, it means you should do it, because God probably wants you to do it. And I think the reason that canvassing is so good is plain and simple. In Mark 16:15, Jesus tells us to go into all the world and preach the gospel, and canvassing or Youth Rush is one of the most practical ways that a young person can do that.
If someone were contemplating doing Youth Rush, I would tell them that it is one of the most challenging, yet one of the most rewarding things that they will ever experience. Doing canvassing puts us at the forefront of the great controversy, and while the devil and his angels are trying to tear us down and discourage us, we learn through our personal experiences on the field that our God is willing to give us the strength to overcome them.
Something that God has taught me through Youth Rush is that I will never be good enough to earn my own salvation. Little did I know that was something that I actually have been struggling with for a while, but through Youth Rush I was able to see that I can't do anything to be good enough, and that everything is through Christ and His Son and the sacrifice that He gave for me.
So the way God has worked in my life this summer has been in a couple ways. Firstly, He taught me being the obsessive, always thinking person that I am, that I don't have to always understand His plans, because they are approximately infinitely times greater and more complex than I can ever imagine. Second thing He's taught me is what it really means to die to myself. I've been obsessed with my way, my autonomy, and my own version of how things have to be, and He has shown me I'm nothing. He's everything.
If anyone is ever contemplating whether or not to join Youth Rush, you should do it. There's no negative consequences to this. You get to spend 10 weeks ministering for God, and you get to meet such amazing people who love Christ, and so it's just a great spiritual environment to grow and thrive in.
Let me hear you clap 3 times. Let me hear you clap 3 times. Let me hear you clap 3 times. Ain't no way they're gonna stop us running.
Ain't no way they're gonna stop us running.
Ain't no thing gonna hear no humming.
Ain't no thing gonna hear no humming.
Hey, I feel alright now.
Hey, I feel alright now.
Do you
me to the toes now.
Run me to the door now.
Hallelujah!
Hallelujah!
Turn your radars on now.
Turn your radars on now.
Yo, every day were soldiers. They had their head on the gospel plow. And one day they got old, they couldn't fight anymore. They said,
Set the party house!
and we hit the field like, hey, to the T like, hey, to the door like, hey, Mama One like, hey, see me like, hey, roll like, hey, all day like, hey, big sets like, hey, DC like, hey, dump bag like, hey, big sets like, hey, DC like, hey, all day like, lunchtime like, hey, Jesus like.